Graduates, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the faculty and staff, distinguished guests, family and friends, it's my pleasure and honor to welcome you to Commencement today, held in the 139th year of the Colorado School of Mines. This is our largest commencement ever. Today we'll award over 700 bachelor degrees, almost 200 master's degrees, and over 40 PhD degrees. And the class of 2013 has the largest number of women graduates in mines history, 231. And considering the last few days, it's really my pleasure to welcome you here on a dry, balmy, sunny Colorado day. To begin, I ask you to please stand for the national anthem performed by the Colorado School of Mines Natural Miners.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you, Dr. Robert Klimek and the Natural Miners. Please be seated. Today we celebrate the achievements of our mines students. After years of hard work, you successfully earned your degrees and are leaving our mines community to continue your grand adventure in the global community. You've probably all taken a moment to look through your commencement program to find your name, some probably relieved to find their names, or your sons or daughters' names, you're even more relieved. And you've probably noticed that our mines community truly is worldwide, with students hailing all the way from Abu Dhabi to just down the road in Arvada. Here on our stage behind me, you see 35 different flags, all representing the home countries of our graduating students. Graduates, on your first day of class, you joined our Mines family, and today we celebrate the success of our family members from all over the globe. I would also like to take a moment to recognize those students who are graduating with distinction. In your programs, you will see the names of students who have won awards and who are graduating with double degrees and honors. And you will see students today wearing cords to designate academic honors and scholarship. To all those students graduating with distinction, please stand and be recognized by your peers and families. In the spirit of recognizing student excellence, each year the Student Life Division presents the Outstanding Student Service Award to those students who went above and beyond their academic role on campus to vigorously participate in activities or projects that benefit their fellow students and the Mines community. Dr. Dan Fox, Vice President for Student Life, will present the award. Dan?
Thank you, President Scoggins. This year I am very pleased to present this award to Kenneth Chung. Kenneth is graduating today with his Bachelor of Science degree in Engineering with civil specialty. During his time at Mines, Kenneth has taken every opportunity to get involved in various aspects of the university and community. He has held executive positions within his chapter of the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity, served in leadership roles on the Interfraternity Council, and has promoted awareness and understanding of Greek life. Additionally, Kenneth has served on multiple hiring and planning committees within the Division of Student Life and has been involved in the Peer Mentor program since 2010, showing a unique passion for being a positive influence for all incoming students. It is with great pleasure that I present this year's Outstanding Student Service Award to a truly outstanding young professional, Kenneth Chung. Thank you very much. Good job.
Congratulations, Kenneth, and thank you for your contributions to the Mines community. Now I'd like to introduce Danielle Nagler. Danny is graduating today with a BS in Chemical Engineering, and she's been involved in campus life in a variety of roles, including as a member of the Society of Women Engineers and the American Institute of Chemical Engineers, Alpha Phi, Intercollegiate and Chemistry Department softball, and if you've been to one of our big athletic games, you've seen Danny before. She's our school mascot, Marv the Miner. Danny just accepted a job offer with Schlumberger and will be moving to San Antonio this summer to start work as a field engineer. Danny is a great representative of our students and their wide variety of interests, and she has the honor of being this year's student commencement speaker. Please join me in welcoming Danny Nagler. Danny?
Thank you, President Scoggins. Welcome, everyone, friends, family, professors, distinguished guests, and of course, graduates. 4, 5, maybe even 6 years ago, each and every one of us arrived at this school ready to take on one of the greatest challenges of our lives. We all made the choice to turn down that typical college experience for the chance at graduating from this prestigious university. I am honored to stand before you today, congratulate you, and say, we did it. We finally made it to the end of the roller coaster that is the Colorado School of Mines. It wasn't always easy, but we managed to get through every challenge this school threw our way. It didn't matter if it was a test, project, physics, thermodynamics, or even the wonderful E-days. We managed to complete it in style. As students here, complaining almost becomes second nature after sophomore year. As the saying goes, misery loves company, and, well, here, you're surrounded by some great company. However, if there was one thing that really stood out about this graduating class, it is the camaraderie. Never before have I been around such a group of individuals as unique and slightly crazy as this class. It's almost like being a part of a big team. Even at the lowest points on this wild ride here, there was always someone to make you laugh when you thought you couldn't, help you when you didn't know the answer, or even talk you out of transferring. Freshman year, a moment like that happened to me. In Phys 1, of course, the first time I took it, I was studying for a test and I was struggling with everything. A member of my lab group realized I didn't really understand much the day of the test, and he just sat there and looked at me and said, "Danny, you're gonna pass this test." He then helped me for the rest of the physics lab with understanding what was going on. Needless to say, that was my best score, but it didn't really stop me from having to take it in the spring. This is a simple example of the team dynamic this graduating class has. It's like somewhere down the line, we all decided it was a no man left behind mentality in our age group, no matter what department you ended up in. Everyone is willing to help you if you are willing to work for it. This sincere bond between all of us is what gives this graduating class the ability to always keep things light and never really sweat the small stuff. With the camaraderie between us comes the carefree spirit that we create. Everyone is always trying to make light of terrible situations or keep stress to a minimum through laughter. There was honestly never a dull moment with this group around. Even if it had been a long day of staring at a computer till you thought your eyes might be bleeding, you could walk out of the computer lab at 2 a.m. with a smile on your face. Well, I mean, I can't make it sound like we had too much fun while we were here. This school was very challenging and brought out both the best and worst in a person at times. But if it hadn't been for that work hard, play harder attitude of this graduating class, I'm not sure I'd be standing before you today. There's a great quote by the man of imagination himself, Walt Disney. He says, "Around here, we don't look backwards for very long. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors and doing new things because we're curious, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths." This quote means a lot to me, and for some reason always gave me that push I needed when life got tough here. I find it fitting for today because today is the day we close one door and open another. Many of us will be leaving for Houston, others grad school, some to see the world, and of course those who don't want to leave this beautiful state will stay here. As you enter this part of your life, I hope you hold on to your ability to work hard and still have a great time doing it. When work becomes overwhelming, just remember those silly moments here and those that you will create as you start your careers. Don't dwell on problems, but rather keep things light and always search for an answer. Walt Disney also mentions curiosity for the reason for the paths we take. I think it is safe to say we all wouldn't be sitting here today if it wasn't for the curiosity inside us all. It's that wonder of how things work, run, or are created that brought us here. It will also be what takes us down the paths we lead. Curiosity is asking what if, or how to, and then developing answers for those questions as scientists and engineers. It could be anything from the day in and day out problem solving of a plant, the answer to clean energy, a new material, drug delivery, or even the latest in drilling technology. I firmly believe those with the answers to today's problems and the problems that face the world in years to come are sitting among us right now. Of course, that sounds cliche, but it is true. I would also expect nothing less from this extraordinary group of people sitting in front of me today. I want to end by saying it has truly been an amazing experience being a part of this class. Always remember to keep moving forward and never lose that spark of curiosity inside of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny, and we look forward to seeing you back up here just a little bit later this morning. It's now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. G.P. Peterson. I got to know and work with Bud when he was the chancellor at CU Boulder, and I'm thrilled to welcome him back to Colorado today. A mechanical engineer by training, Dr. Peterson has held leadership positions at some of the finest engineering schools in the country, including Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute and Texas A&M, and he's currently the president of Georgia Institute of Technology. Dr. Peterson has been a visiting scientist with NASA and a program director at the National Science Foundation, and has served on multiple national task forces, research councils, and advisory boards, thereby shaping national policy related to science and engineering research and education. He is a fellow of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers and the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics. He holds bachelor's and master's degrees from Kansas State University and a PhD in mechanical engineering from Texas A&M University. It's really my pleasure to welcome to the podium Dr. Bud Peterson, President Colorado of the Georgia Institute of Technology. Bud?
Well, thank you, President Scoggins, and good morning. I'm deeply honored to join with you on this special day in your lives. In my 4 years as the president of the Georgia Institute of Technology, I've come to learn that commencement is, in fact, my favorite event. Last weekend, I had the privilege of shaking the hands of 2,700 graduates from Georgia Tech as they crossed the stage in our new McCamish Pavilion. It, like your commencement today, was a celebration of personal accomplishment and the power of teamwork, as well as a visible symbol of your university filling its role of equipping the next generation with what it and society needs most, talented young people. Someone once said that commencement is our biggest technology transfer event. sending our best and brightest out into the world. And I believe that's true here at Mines also. One of our commencement speakers last week was Kevin Riley, the editor of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. He said that nothing is more important in a culture, a family, a company, or even a university than the stories people tell about it. Today, you are going out into the world prepared to design solutions for some of the world's greatest challenges. You are also writing new chapters in your own personal story. And graduates, that is what I want to talk to you about today. Your story. As each of us goes through life, each of us is writing our own story. Some might call it an autobiography. Others might think of it as a history. But that's not important. What is important is to think about what kind of story you will write and to be purposeful in what you want to accomplish. There will be things in your story that you can't prepare for or control, things that will surprise you, events that you didn't expect, and opportunities that you'd never hoped for. There will be people who will come and go. Some will be written in unexpectedly, and others will be written out much sooner than you might want them to be. And just as people publish instant updates on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, you can expect that people will be constantly reading your own story as it develops. You see, people remember stories. In their book, Made to Stick, Why Some Ideas Survive and Others Die, Chip and Dan Heath talk about how stories help people remember places, events, and people themselves. The Colorado School of Mines has a story, and so does Georgia Tech. In fact, there are many similarities in the two stories. Both Mines and Tech have very strong programs in engineering, science, technology, and related fields, and emphasize innovation and environmental sustainability. Both are known for having a very challenging curriculum and emphasizing an interdisciplinary approach to solving problems of great importance to society. Both are cited for a very high return on investment, something which I think the parents that are here today are paying particularly close attention to. The Colorado School of Mines was founded in 1874 and Georgia Tech was founded in 1885. You attract some of the best and the brightest, as do we. Both are steeped in tradition. You have an M carved on a mountain that lights up. We have a T that lights up on a tower. You have Marvin the Miner, and we have Buzz. You have a band where members wear plaid shirts and hard hats. We don't have that. And both have a fight song, and they're remarkably similar. In fact, 4.5 years ago, when it was announced that I was going to be the next president of the Georgia Institute of Technology, President Scoggins and his wife Karen invited my wife Val and I for what I thought was going to be a congratulatory or farewell dinner. Little did I know that he was going to tell me that my first act as president at Georgia Tech should be to get Georgia Tech to cease and desist from using your fight song. I thought the idea might not go over very well in Atlanta, and I wasn't sure I really believed him. So I did the logical thing. I went to the source of all knowledge, Wikipedia, and did a little research. And it turns out your song originated here at Mines in 1879, and the earliest published version of the Georgia Tech fight song, The Rambling Wreck, appeared in a school's program in 1910. So President Scoggins was right, but that's a story for another time. Today I want to focus on your story and the unlimited potential ahead of you. You're off to a great start with the many successes that got you and brought you here to Mines. The academic successes you have achieved thus far and your graduation today place you in an excellent position for great success in the future. Excellent position to write a story that can be truly meaningful and that can matter. You see, you are graduating at a time of great global challenges. We have more than 7 billion people on the planet, and we're consuming natural resources at a rate that absolutely cannot be sustained. Clean water is in seriously short supply in many regions of the world, and we have challenges in energy, medicine, cybersecurity, and many other areas that are critically important to society. I hope that your story records that you have helped to address some of these problems. In your lifetimes, you will help cure cancer, resolve issues around clean water, energy, sustainability, cybersecurity, and healthcare, to name just a few. Your story promises to be very exciting. Thus far in my life, my story has contained some amazing things. I can remember lying in a hammock in my neighbor's backyard with my father when I was about 6 years old and looking up in the sky for Sputnik to fly over, a faint, twinkling light moving across the sky. Sputnik caused a whole generation, including me, to refocus their education on engineering, mathematics, and society. And I can remember 52 years ago this month when President John F. Kennedy challenged the country to, within the decade, land a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth. That statement was actually made twice, once at a joint session of Congress and once in Rice Stadium. At the speech in Rice Stadium, the part that you don't often hear is the next line. Why do we choose to go to the moon? Why does Rice play Texas? Not because it's easy, but because it's hard. And that's the path you should choose. A path that's not easy, but a path that's hard. A path that will help you write a story that will be truly lasting and meaningful. What ensued following that speech was a collaborative effort between scientists, engineers that engaged government, industry, and education to bring that dream to a reality. And on July 21st, 1969, just 7 years later, many of us remember sitting or standing in front of our television sets with 500 million people worldwide watching Neil Armstrong take that first step on the moon's surface and pronouncing, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." That accomplishment became symbolic of the power of American ingenuity. The saying became, if we can land on a moon, then we can fill in the blank. I believe that can-do attitude is as true today as it was more than 50 years ago. And you have an opportunity to fill in the blank, to do things that will be truly amazing. I'm a self-confessed space geek, and so are some of you, but I'm okay with that. I understand that a few years ago you established NERDS here at Colorado School of Mines, a space exploration development team. Perhaps part of your story will be to help make interplanetary space travel commonplace. You see, I'm really jealous. I'm jealous of the things that you'll see in your lifetime and the things that you'll do. I hope that you'll do some amazing things that will become part of your story. But I also hope that your story has at least one chapter in it on how you helped your fellow man, how you helped your community or the millions of underprivileged people that live somewhere in the world. At places like the Colorado School of Mines, we're very purposeful about creating an environment that fosters a strong sense of public service and social consciousness. A great example is Engineers Without Borders, which has active chapters both at Mines and at Tech. As many of you know, this is an organization that fosters innovation and collaboration and includes students from all disciplines. The students design and implement solutions for healthcare and infrastructure needs in developing countries. Some of the current projects at Georgia Tech are very similar to projects underway here at Mines. Here at Mines, Engineers Without Borders recently spent their spring break in Nicaragua to design and build a pedestrian footbridge over the Rio Ocomogo River, which frequently floods. It was the fourth trip over the last year, and while students here are trained in the latest high-tech systems and technologies, they spent a great deal of time hand mixing and pouring concrete anchors, stringing cables, laying deck, and fencing. As graduates of Mines, you have the potential to make a real difference in our world, to make a difference for those people, or to make difference for people elsewhere. Many of you may have gone through some lean times, and I remember some lean times, but you're looking forward now to having food with your meals. I hope that you realize that it's not how much money you make or what position or job you have that will make your story most memorable. The real power of your story, the real power and staying power of your story for generations to come is what have you done to help make the world a better place. I want to share a brief story of a man I met about 2 years ago, Dr. William Fagey. Dr. Fagey was a 2012 recipient of the Ivan Allen Jr. Prize for Social Courage, which is given out annually at Georgia Tech. While Dr. Fagey's name may not be well known in some circles, it's only because his story is still being written. As a young doctor in Africa, Dr. Fahey was challenged by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to help arrest smallpox transmission in 20 designated countries of West and Central Africa. In very difficult circumstances, he forged partnerships with everyone from local village chiefs to top government officials. That's teamwork. At one time, the standard protocol was mass immunizations, but there wasn't enough of the vaccine to go around for everyone. So Dr. Fahey implemented a strategy based on his experience as a young man fighting forest fires in Washington and Oregon, where there were two maxims: separate the fuel from the flames and the fire stops, and the importance of that teamwork. Once the virus was detected, Dr. Fahey's team set out to identify and protect the nearest group of susceptible people and protect them before the virus could reach them, including tracking down visitors and relatives in nearby marketplaces to immunize them during the 2-week virus incubation period. The concept used then and to this day in combating other communicable diseases is referred to as surveillance and containment. Because it's targeted, it requires immunization of as little as 7% of the population as opposed to the 100% previously required. It was controversial, and there were those who doubted its effectiveness. But it worked, and in the end, smallpox was eradicated in Africa, and then India, and then the world. On the website, scienceheroes.com, Dr. Fahey is listed #1 on the list of top 10 living scientists by Discovery, top 10 living life-saving scientists by Discovery. On the site, there's a counter. At last count, more than 193 million lives have been saved by the eradication of smallpox. It's the first disease to be eradicated in the history of the world. He went on through his career to head the CDC and the Carter Center in Atlanta and has served as a consultant to the Gates Foundation, improving global health in numerous areas. That is a story that we would all like to have written about us. And all of you have this same potential, the potential to go out and make a huge difference in the world for millions of people. In doing research on Dr. Fahey, I was struck by two things. First, he's uncomfortable taking credit for his actions. He believes that any great accomplishment is the result of the teamwork I mentioned before. Second, he believes in the impossible. In his current book, House on Fire, The Fight to Eradicate Smallpox, he states that the belief that it could be done seemed like the most important factor in the global eradication effort. He wrote, and I quote, "We all know the old adage that some things must be seen to be believed. But in fact, often the opposite is true. Some things have to be believed to be seen." As you go through your life, I would urge you to think about the story that you are writing. Is it a story that others can be proud of? One like that of Bill Fahey? One that others will want to tell? Or one that will sit on the shelf unread? In your story, there will be ups and downs, but in the end, the conclusion will be up to you. Make it a story of which you can be proud. In a few minutes, each of you will cross the stage and receive either your parchment or famous silver-plated diploma, a symbol of your accomplishments and all the hard work you've completed, and a credential that will open the doors for you, closing this chapter on your life and opening chapters to come. As you do so, don't forget about the acknowledgement section of your story. There have been and will be many who have helped you along the way. Don't forget to thank them and recognize their guidance, advice, and the assistance that they provided. That's the best way you can repay them, and it will make your story part of theirs. Finally, this is the end of one chapter of your story, the granting of your diploma. I hope you will use it for all of the potential that it has and lays forward for you in the future years to come. The potential to write a truly memorable story, one that helps to improve and change the world, one that those who love and honor you will be proud to tell for years to come. All the best, congratulations, and Godspeed. Thank you very much.
You know, as a president, I'm supposed to say formally, thank you, Dr. Peterson, We're honored that you could be with us here today to celebrate with our graduates and their families. And I know that our students and faculty are proud that we can honor you in return. But informally, I want to thank you, Bud, and your wife, Val, for taking time to visit us here in Golden, Colorado at the School of Mines, and time from your busy schedule to deliver that excellent keynote address to our graduates. I'd like to invite Mr. James Spanstra, Chairman of the Colorado Mines Board of Trustees, to the podium. He's already here. And I'll turn the podium over to him.
Dr. Peterson, in recognition of your outstanding leadership in science and engineering education, the trustees of the Colorado School of Mines are proud to award to you our honorary degree, Doctor of Engineering.
This is really special.
You bet.
Really special.
Dude,
Thank you.
he's going to try to hit you with that. Thank you, Bud. Chairman Spanstra, it's now the time that I would like to present to the Board of Trustees these senior and graduate students. Each senior has been recommended for graduation by the faculty of the school, and each candidate for an advanced degree has been recommended by the faculty to receive his or her graduate degree. I concur with the faculty, and it is my honor to present these candidates for your acceptance.
President Scoggins, by action of the Board of Trustees of the Colorado School of Mines, taken on May 9, 2013, we didn't want to peak too soon, Mr. President, with this group. I direct you to award these candidates the degrees which they have earned.
I shall now ask our provost, Dr. Terry Parker, to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree. Provost Parker?
Would today's candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree please rise? Mr. President, with the approval of the faculty, I recommend that these candidates be awarded the respective degrees which they have earned. The candidates who are unable to be present today will be awarded their degrees in absentia. Their names appear in the program.
Upon recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Science in the designated curriculum with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I congratulate you on this outstanding accomplishment. Please come forward to receive your diploma. Vice President for Student Life, Dr. Dan Fox, and Ms. Candace Sulzbach, Teaching Professor in Civil and Environmental Engineering and Faculty Advisor for the Society of Women Engineers, will share the honor of announcing the names of the graduates as they join us on the stage. The students will be greeted by Dr. Hussein Amory, Associate Provost. We will present diplomas by academic department or division, and the graduates will be led to the stage by their department head or division director, who will convey the diploma to their students. Dr. Fox?
From the College of Earth, Resource Sciences and Engineering, Dr. Ramona M. Graves, Dean. Presented from the Department of Mining Engineering by Dr. Orr Osbey, Professor for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Mining Engineering. Taylor Baird Cable. Robert Carson. Cody Dillman Cox. Samantha Margaret Evans. Elena Juana Jacobs. Adam Joseph Garland Murray. Thomas Wade O'Rourke. Morgan C. Post. Douglas W. Simpson. Temutlan Timur Bhatt. Matthew Darrell Wilson. Mark Daniel Zimmerman. Presented from the Department of Geology and Geological Engineering by Dr. John D. Humphrey, Department Head, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Geological Engineering. Roddy Zikri Antoni. Caitlin Elizabeth Arnold. Amanda Christina Ayala. Erin Christine Beach. Alex M. Borchert. Hayden J. Fisher. Martha Ellen Grafton. Macy Taylor Jones. Benjamin Carl Kaiser. Weston Scott LaFawn. Kelly M. Lang. Geraldus Adi Lisciono. Stephanie A. Los. Nicole S. Matsuda. Nathan H. McLean. Courtney A. McGinn. Lauren E. McIver. Seth Stewart Meisel. Zachary Jacob Newnham. Andrea Nolting. Bradley R. Noose. Kimber Colleen O'Brien. James Harrison Parsons. Joseph N. Rassicott. David A. Simpson. Mary K. Snooks. Eric Carl Swanson. Shania Tufani. Presented from the Department of Petroleum Engineering by Dr. William Fleckenstein, Department Head, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Petroleum Engineering. Izati Abkahar. Asil Akhmatov. Mohammed M. Amar. Nof Al-Yacobi. Mustafa Zaki Al-Milad. Bayan Amin Amamtan. Felipe Martins Amaral. Ana Karina Araujo. Nubil J. Babbitt. Donatus Tamajan Bachi. Bradley M. Ballinger. Clayton K. Bible. Akiko Lynette Cordelia Billings. Siti Aisha Abmalik. Robert John Broman. Isaac K. Brost. Alicia E. Browder. Michael James Brown. Benjamin James Carter. Austin Jeffrey Cordova. Jacob Daniel Kuykendall. Chad Michael Daves. Seth Isaiah Dixon. Austin R. Dillow. Mitchell Dwayne Doolin. John W. Doughty. Matthew A. Urbas. Kevin M. Flahai Foro. Samuel Evan Frazier. Stephen Andrew Freitag. Joshua J. Geist. Jeremy Stephen Gilbert. Edward C. Godsell.
Brett James Green. Robert L. Grumet. Kyle Jonathan Gwynn. Ilsa Anna Gustafson. Kale Connor Haas. Marshall H. Hall. Sterling Townsend Hallauer. Thomas Matthew Harris. Christopher Michael Heller. Eric Dean Hessler. Ryan D. Hieronymus. Ahmad Lutfi Ismail. Luis Alberto Jimenez. Jazly Hakeem Johar. Maria Elizabeth Johnson. Robert Ackerman Johnson III. Jordan Brett Jones. Nicholas Paul Jones. Temadayo Bo Kolakainde. Benjamin James Crane. Alexander P. Laudenslager. Andrew P. Love. Caroline Janessa Lovett. Emil M. Marinov. Ruben Markarian. Christopher Lawrence McCullough. Cody Allen McCullough. John Peter McDonald. Keith Stephen McKenzie. Bill Spencer Mercer III. Sean Luke Mergel. Adam N. Midgley. Zilhilmi Mohammed Yusop. Brandon Robert Moore. Daniel Stephen Moose. Abdul Wahid Munif. Timothy Gordon Musgrove. Awais Naves. Khaled Mohammed Nazar. Kelsey Nervik. Tan Minli No. John D. Nilamo. Jessica Marie Nilsson. Sarah Rebecca Nowak. Benjamin Oliver Onstad. Insun Park. Tao Than Pham. Stephen Ryan Phillips. Joseph Michael Puryear. Muhammad Ikhlis Rahim. Nadia B. Ramat. Eswan Hanafi Razali. Philip Joseph Riedel. Taylor R. Reynolds. Jordan Louise Roseland. Asyet Salim Girev. Mohammed Sadiq Sum. Clifford Sandin. Sam Stephen Sliceman. Andrew Thomas Schmidt. Jennifer A. Schrant. Eric Andrew Schuler. Nantini Sekaran. Deveen Kumar Selvam. Sak Sititan. Jared Franklin Sparks. Jacob W. Stein. Chad J. Stitch. John Charles Stubbs. Ryan Robert Swanson. Andrea Elizabeth Switzer. Drew Derek Tedford. Matthew R. Trauber. Peter Thomas Travers. William L. Trainer. Unku Shafina Unku Hamza. Christoph Abdon Van Leer. Kyle Thomas Vanderveen. Kelsey E. Waite. Jacob K. Wilson. Patrick Lachlan Winpenny. Tyler K. Wiley. Shinwei Yan. Yaojung Zhou.
Presented from the Department of Geophysics by Dr. Terrence K. Young, Department Head, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Geophysical Engineering. Abdul Hamid Mudar Amumtan. Hala Al-Qatari. Elias Arias. Stephen William Cutler. Matthew Boyke Doyle, Jr. Matthew Justin Emmett. Maria Aranzazu Gayastegi. James L. Gayer. Christopher Frank Graziano. Alexandra Kate Grazulis. Dechai Pak Iterat. Heather Lynn Johnson. Jasmine Marie Lambert. Elizabeth Marie Mag. Russell Thomas Ma. Gabriel Manuel Martinez. Paul M. Meyer. Karen Denise Mall. Lindsay Jean Patterson. Thomas Dominic Rapstein. Daniel Joseph Shannon. Lauralee Faye Wheeler. Georgiana Zelenik. Presented from the Division of Economics and Business by Dr. Roderick G. Eggert, Division Director, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Economics. Kayla Danielle Bose. Alicia E. Browder. Guo Fan Dunn. Justin Christopher Neal. Anna G. Rozantsova. Gretchen Elizabeth Wright. From the College of Applied Science and Engineering, Dr. Anthony M. Dean, Dean. Presented from the Department of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering by Dr. Michael J. Kaufman, Department Head, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Metallurgical and Materials Engineering. Jonathan D. Ball. Kevin Scott Boxer. Jeffrey Michael Brocious. Robin Lynn Brost. Nathaniel Dylan Curry. Lauren Page DeBow. Derek Thomas DiMartino. Devin S. Gonzalez. Kyle Patrick Goff. Scott Harper. Charles Martin Hartwig. Stephen Michael Hadacek. Danielle Ann Herring. Sarah Alexandra Holmes. Elizabeth Hunter. Taylor Roth Jacobs. Danita Lee Kippers. Mark Joseph Manganello. Ryan Matthew Marshall. Anthony J. Martinez. Neil Patrick Matoski. Tiffany R. Oni. Kayla Kimberly Rankin. Brian Thomas Roth. Jordan M. Rutledge. Sammy M. Shama. Reese Brandon Thompson. Tiffany Turner. Cody J. Walega. Guoyu Zhang.
Presented from the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering by Dr. David W. M. Marr, Department Head, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Chemical Engineering. Hamad Mohammed Al-Farhan. Christopher Jonathan Alderman. Aubrey Lauren Bagley. Andrew Howard Bartlett. Colin James Bauer. Matthew Alexander Bisping. Joshua Dale Buchtel. Seth Aaron Budding. Thomas Richard Carpenter. Colby Bradford Clevenger. Nathaniel J. Collette. Joshua Allen Cruz. Stephen Kai Daniels. Ryan E. Diaz. Patrick Kevin Downey. Corey Michael Nagy. Mehelet Telahun Hailemikal. Thomas S. Haldeman. Samantha Kate Hawkins. Chadwick Peter Hergis. Matthew Eric Hollerbach. Marie Elizabeth Herdlichka. Connor Dale Johnson. Michael Timothy Kane. Jordan Alexander Kehoe. Kevin M. Kellogg. Emily Ann King. Anastasia Krasovsky. Aditi Arun Krishnaswamy. Karen L. Crone. Kyle Thomas Lindsay. Jason A. Lund. Adam M. Mayushak. Luke T. Meisch. Kalen Robert Messerschmidt. Jake A. Miller. Badrulmanir Mohammed. Alexandra Leon Montgomery. Rebecca Jane Morales. Nicholas Joseph Mucci. Danny Nicole Nagler. Alexandre Lorenzo Noss. Tyler Jerome Knoll. Zachary Joseph Norcross. Kara Elizabeth O'Brien. Melissa Ann Olson. Philip Joseph Olette. Taylor E. Pellerin. Aaron David Pfeiffer. Tomas A. Perleski. Theodore Joseph Pulse. Courtney D. Rich. Conrad A. Roletter. Alex Danielle Sale. Molly Catherine Shave. Travis Alisi Silva. Benjamin Charles Skinner. Michael J. Slepica. Kyle Q. Springer. Danny Stegman. Devin James Tiblish. Kyle Joseph Tivnan. Brant N. Tyson. Michaela Lee Wager. Jared L. Warren. Scott Jordan Warren. Heather Leah Wilson. Curtis Wilson. Megan M. Woodworth.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Chemical and Biochemical Engineering, Bernard Ethan Beecher. Sarah Maureen Bernier. Ryan M. Borden. Michael John Beaucamp. Jordan E. Brown. Alexander Dean Carlson. Sarah A. Carlson. Hannah L. Cooling. Hannah Elizabeth Doherty. Adam Francis DeSalle. Rachel Eileen Dixon. Mark William Donnelly. Christian Andrew Aaron. Yasmin M. Fayed. Joanne E. Frang. Eric L. Haney. Samantha Lynn Hart. Vincent Theodore James. Brian E. Johnson. Pramini Rachel Kanakaraj. Michelle Lee Larson. David J. Lee. Clinton William Lovison. Marissa Rose Marin. Madeline Jean McGinty. Michaela Lee McNiff. Anthony J. Milianti. Ria J. Muckham. Paul A. Musamechi. Derek Anthony Nelson. Lena Honglin Nguyen. Benjamin Park Norwood. Teresa Rose Notley. Kyle A. Alcott. Zachary Stephen Glenn Page Belknap. Hannah Marie Peterson. Danielle Polciani. Mary Elizabeth Austin Ronay. Ryan Douglas Schaaf. Morgan Anil Seifert. Rebecca Lee Silverstein. Samuel Tuan Tran. Mitchell C. Vitopo. Ryan B. Womble. Joseph Tyler Watterson. Kelly Sue Whittlesey. Daniel Timothy Wilson. Gretchen Elizabeth Wright. Presented from the Department of Chemistry and Geochemistry by Dr. David T. Wu, Department Head, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Chemistry. Megan R. Average. Catherine Amy Ballard. Kevin Daniel Bartholomew. Francisco Jose DiGadello. Thomas Joseph Gately. Daniel M. Gradisar. Mahele Telahun Haila Mikhail. Jessica C. Hamlin. Nathan Kyle Harvey. Stephen Rose Ives. Stephanie Rose Ives, I apologize. Hannah Claire Lewis. Jason A. Lund. David Cale Maloney. Ashley Marie Moore. Harrison A. Neal. Michelle Francis Nilsson. Benjamin Park Norwood. Megan Marie Otting. Michael Schaefer. Hannah Suzanne Schuster. Matthew B. Strand. Patrick Marshall Thornton. Shuichi B. Yushijima.
Presented from the Department of Physics by Dr. Thomas E. Furtak, Department Head, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Engineering Physics. Tyler Owen Anderson. Trevor J. Burvick. David Andrew Bicknace. Jeremy Lawrence Bogolski. Ariel Marie Bridgman. Jennifer E. Beekler. James Joseph Burnworth. Adam Harold Carrion. Nathaniel R. Collum. Scott L. Dybert. Zachary Randall Fisher. Zachary K. Flegel. Thomas Joseph Gately. Tyler J. Horvath. Lene I. Johnson. Nicole E. Johnson. Linnea K. Jones. Ryan Jeffrey Larson. Ryan Anthony Lucchese. Margaret S. Lutz. Christopher S. Marchbanks. Duncan Chisholm McElfresh. Daryl R. McPadden. Timothy Alexander Moore. Rachel Ann Morneau. Wesley C. Naisland. Lucas E. Niven. Dylan L. Nobles. Zachary A. Norman. Rafael Octavio Oseguera III. Brendan Roderick Ortiz. Giuseppa Richard Pasqualino. Marie Ann Patton. Seth Eli Ritland. Max Ethan Salyer Hellendog. David R. Schmidt. Holly Marie Schmitz. Brenton William Schneider. Andrew Dale Stodchill. Yeen Gard Tam. Joseph Daniel Whalen. Jeanette Young. Kevin Thomas Zoglo. From the College of Engineering and Computational Sciences, Dr. Kevin L. Moore, Dean, presented from the Department of Applied Mathematics and Statistics by Dr. Willie A. Harriman, Department Head, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Mathematical and Computer Science. Andrew James Bry. Guo Fan Dunn. Dylan Garth Denning. Cassandra Lynn Hancock. Kylie Porter Herzick. Connor S. McDonald. Karen M. Moxie. Christian Andrew Parkinson. Lindsay Sharon Parr. Brittany K. Smith. Frances Ada Smith. Presented from the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering by Dr. John E. McCrae, Department Head, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Civil Engineering. Benjamin Carl Kaiser. Dana Regina Torres. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Engineering, Civil Specialty, Rami Anthony Abbey Khalil. Chance Walker Adams. Barbara Jo Anderson. Adam Ayler. Juan Manuel Beltran. Congrats. Adam M. Bent. Zachary P. Bradshaw. Chad Allen Buelter. Sung Cho. Kenneth Chung. Trevor Stephen Crane. Daniel G. Dodson. Russell Drummond. Marcus Marcel Duran. Carrie Michelle Eberhard. Kevin Tyler Gloss. Michael Allen Hamacher. Carlton L. Healy. Kristen E. Hayden. Emily Margaret Hildreth. Aaron Michael Howard. Brandon William Hubbard. Amy Wynn. Courtney Marie Judish. Joshua D. Kleitch. Caitlin Helen Codeweiss. Matthew Lewis Carl Kruger. Jasmine Marie Lambert. Luke G. Lavenstein. Casey W. Lytle. Eric D. List. Jacob Michael Machoni. Amanda Ruth McKnight. Curtis Alcott Morse. Martha Maria Nowaki. Rainey Dupre Perkins. Kristen Michelle Rivard. Samuel Austin Rogers. Thomas Meade Sawyer. Matthew W. Schrader. Amy L. Shaw. Manville J. Strand. Garrick B. Thompson. Ryan Alexander Wood.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Environmental Engineering, Alice Mary Arsenault. Aaron Thomas Glau. Ariel Nicole Steers. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Engineering, Environmental Specialty, Andy Barrett. Joseph Caruso. Robin Sarah Anna Emerson. Janessa Marie Foraker. Sean P. Gilday. Catherine Lauren Huckfeld. Molly Beth Catolas. William Frederick Kuhlman. Aaron S. Kunkel. Ashley A. Lessig. Casey Lee Martin. Michael Burton Midget. Emily Rose Nicholas. Megan Renee Aller. David T. Steger. Jeremy John Wilson. Andre R. Wolf. Presented from the Department of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science by Dr. Randy L. Hopp, Department Head, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Electrical Engineering. Michael Sean Coughlin. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Engineering, Electrical Specialty, Nicholas Stephen Amadei. Richard Kenneth Anderson, also engineering mechanical specialty. Tyler James Bain. Jason Scott Banning. Stephen Ponder Book, also engineering mechanical specialty. Thomas Austin Brown. Colin M. Butler. Eduardo A. Cervantes, also engineering mechanical specialty. Andrew Michael Coleman. Eric Vincent DePinto. Jacob Meyer Dubinsky. Daniel R. Greaves. Nicole Elaine Gruber. Elliot Tyler Hill. Ryan Scott Hogg. Paul M. Holcomb. James Patrick Holland. Nick Andrew Jimenez. Corbin C. Johnson. Joseph Katare. Tyler Dennis King, also engineering mechanical specialty. Kyler J. Lean. Mei Zhang Li. Eric William Lord. Robert James Malone. Connor Philip McKay. Ian George Mertz. Aaron Kelly Mull. John Jacob Reese. Colby Douglas Renfro. Alexander Truman Renneman. Christopher M. Searcy. William Roger Sekulik. Marilyn Francis Sparks. David Ritter Thomas. Mitchell Dean Thompson. Gregory Stewart Vance. Derek S. Whitty. Ryan Alexander Zanini.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computer Science, Michael Sean Coughlin. Alec Nolan Gaches. Ryan E. Llewellyn. Matthew T. McNew. Gurpreet S. Nanda. Tony Wynn. Stephen Kim Rupert. Joshua Lloyd Shaw. Daria Tomachova. Sydney Aaron Tomlinson. Derek S. Whitty. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Mathematical and Computer Science, Lauren Christine Aberly. Ryan A. Beverly. Adam P. Bodner. Thomas Austin Brown. Travis Davidson Bybee. Christopher Tyler Card. Esteban Chavez. Joseph S. Cerrone. Dominic Glenn Condaleo. Billy R. Dixon. Joshua J. French. Andrew James Furs. Cole E. Kemble. Orion J. Costival. Joshua Edward Lamson. Wayne R. Landini. Aaron W. Laban. Jason C. Lingle. Ricardo P. Lopez. Skylar Stephen Lowry. Samson Lewis Miller. Thomas Edward Morris. Mintrung L. Pham. Earl C. Palude. Greg William Shaninger. Cecilia Yvette Suderman. Jonathan D. Waldo. Christopher Kendrick Uden. Presented from the Department of Mechanical Engineering by Dr. Gregory Jackson, Department Head for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Engineering, Mechanical Specialty. Rustin Adler. Carlos Felipe Arango. Garrett P. Barbary. Amanda J. Bauer. Pelishri Behera. Kimberly Ann Black. Lauren Elaine Boggs. Catherine Elizabeth Boney. Ricky Boyd. Drew M. Bryce. Parker Scott Bryant. Jonas S. Cafferty. Peter Michael Caro. Angela N. Charchalis. Caitlin Emily Shirelli. Cadman L. Clark. Asher J. Klinger. Martin Andrew Cowell. Alexander Thomas Crabb. Charles Chadwick Crane. Jonathan M. Dempster. David Graydon Duke, also engineering civil specialty. Andrew Lawrence Duty. Elliot T. Feng. James Michael Fernandez. Oscar F. Ferret. Congratulations. Brendan J. Fetter, also engineering civil specialty. Kevin Anthony Fiorini. Peter Donald Furness IV. Chester Aaron Gamalik. David Patrick Gilmore. Richard Douglas Glosser. Nicholas Cito Gonzalez. Alexander C. Gratishar. Brian Christopher Graves. Taylor Renee Gruneweg. Timothy Adam Grogan. Keith G. Hay. Amy K. Hegarty. Rachel E. Herbert. Jessica Beth Hissam. Adam Watts Hofler. Margaret A. Hunt. Trevor J. Hunter. Austin B. Huskerson. Janabek Isabekov. Nadine Marie Janacek. Christopher P. Jenkins, also engineering electrical specialty.
Andrew A. Johns. Charles J. Cruz. Mark Ryan Leachman. Sean M. Leo. Sidney Groswald Liming. Dane Christopher Lukengay. Eric William Lusky. Katie Louise Mackey. Jillian Don Maring. Reese Jackson Martin. Maximilian Thomas Martinez. Joshua Allen Matthews. Connor S. McDonald. Chad M. McGraw. Seamus Patrick McNutt. Corey Lane Miller. Craig Randall Nelson. Dominic J. Newnham. Jacob Lee Nightingale. Miguel Guillermo Ochoa. Matthew P. Owen. Daniel Laverle Palmer. Amanda Lee Paradisa, also engineering civil specialty. Challen Shanae Pfeiffer. Robert Earl Pope. Gabriel Lane Ramsire. Joshua Rodney Ratliff. Will Rommel. Evan T. Rowland. Philip Lloyd Royalty. Nathaniel Ruby. Chad James Ruffing. Adam Anthony Sabin. Sergio Abraham Salgado. Andrew David Samora. Lauren Nicole Scanlon. Lindsay Ann Schaefer. Angelica Marie Shira. Joseph Thomas Swark. Ryan Scott Settergren. Brian Barclay Smith. Ian Beatty Smith. Sarah A. Spangler. Joseph Andrew Spohr. David R. Stallman. Christopher Joseph Stevens, also engineering electrical specialty. Andrew Wesley Suderman Jr. Aaron Lee Swank, also engineering electrical specialty. Kyle Michael Simmons. Michelle Christine Zabodi. Andrew Holt Taylor. Jed Andrew Theobald. Benjamin Christian Thompson. Alexander Theodorus Timberlake. Nicholas Tracy Toberman. Robert James Urban. Daniel W. Varner. Caitlin Rose Walker, also engineering civil specialty. Patrick E. Whitney. Brian Alexander Wisdom. Stephen Edward Wooldridge, also engineering electrical specialty. Ivan Alexandrovich Yaromenka. Noah M. Yoshino. Zachary Thomas Ashen Young. Aaron D. Zetek.
I shall now ask Dr. Parker to present the candidates for the professional and master's degrees.
Would today's candidates for the professional and master's degrees please rise? Mr. President, with the approval of the faculty, I recommend that the professional Master of Science or Master of Engineering degree, as appropriate, be conferred upon these candidates. The candidates who are unable to be present today will be awarded their degrees in absentia. Their names appear in the program.
Upon recommendation of the faculty, by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon all those who have been recommended by the faculty the professional Master, Master of Science, or Master of Engineering degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. If you'd please come forward to receive your diploma from the Dean of your college. Dr. Mark Lusk, Professor of Physics, will announce the names of the graduates and will be assisted on stage by Dr. Tom Boyd, Associate Provost and Dean of Graduate Studies.
From the College of Earth Resource Sciences and Engineering, Dr. Ramona M. Graves, Dean. In Mining Engineering, for the degree Master of Science, Mining and Earth Systems Engineering, Adalberto Guerrero Perez. Christoph E. Hurley. Matias Palma Aristizabal. Hidehiro Shiratani. In Geology and Geological Engineering, for the degree Master of Engineering, Geological Engineer, Jeffrey Thomas Graves. Lindsay Rose Margolis. In Geology and Geological Engineering, For the degree Master of Science, Geology, Dylan Jeffrey Cobb. Alan Nicholson Frierson. Rebecca Lynn Johnson. Martin Christian Kruger. Edward Carlisle Lee. Kenneth Wayne Pacheco. Paul Staven Scheetinger. Cassandra Leah Senziak. Timothy James Stockhausen. Eric Roger Tharlson. Michelle Wickman. For the degree Master of Science, Geological Engineering, Casey Alexander Dowling. For the degree Master of Science, Hydrology, Joel Donald Barber. David Kent Edlin. Catherine Morse Kirsch. Rachel Christine Pinkowski. Michael George Sweetenham. In petroleum engineering, for the degree Master of Engineering, Petroleum Engineering, Brohim Greasy. Sarah E. Heinley. Kokoite Esetuko Abot. Tae Han Song. For the degree Master of Science, Petroleum Engineering, Chi Tui. Sui Dong. Adlet Jambayev. Nathaniel T. Jr. In geophysics, for the degree Master of Science, Geophysics, Mohammed A. Abdullah. Peng Fei Kai. Christopher Russell Scott Steinhoff. For the degree Professional Master, Petroleum Reservoir Systems, Caroline Jean Bolin. Ihan Sadikoff. In Economics and Business, for the degree of Master of Science, Mineral and Energy Economics, Michael Colt Allen. Ryan Anthony Bocart. Ling Ling Chen. Donald Ross Cherry. Nico Anthony Colita. Erica Michelle Coombs. Nathan Daniel Kamens. Vitali A. Krasko. Scott Garrett Morlando. Benito Perez. Fadli Rahman. Rafael Santamaria Bolivar. Michael David Teeter. For the degree Master of Science, Engineering and Technology Management, Holly Michelle Graham. Moayed Suleiman Haddad. Nicole Marie Kostelecki. Matthew Gideon Labonte. Matthew Ryan Mapes. Eric James Neidegger. Satora Sadat. Felipe Silva Ardilla. Robert D. Wright. In Liberal Arts and International Studies, for the degree Master of International Political Economy of Resources, Ghislaine Bakubi. Joseph Patrick Carr. Felicia Lamb. Abraham Samuel David Tidwell. Kenny Keelam Yu. From the College of Applied Science and Engineering, Dr. Anthony M. Dean. In Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, for the degree Master of Engineering, Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, Mohammed Moody Al-Harbi. For the degree Master of Science, Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, Karen Nicole Homscher. Corey Linnell Risky. Jing Soon. Mark David Taylor. For the degree Master of Science, Materials Science, Amy Lee Morrissey. For the degree Master of Science, Nuclear Engineering, Noe Cuevas. Raymond Lee. Garrett Earl McMath. Nicholas Evan Shugart. In Chemical and Biological Engineering, for the degree Master of Science, Chemical Engineering, Martin Joseph Braniff. Silver Ihoma Ahiwario. Matthew Wayne Gilmer. Hung Fei Shu. In Chemistry and Geochemistry, for the degree Master of Science, Chemistry, Kenneth Blake House Finch. Doreen Faye Moak. In Physics, for the degree Master of Science, Applied Physics, Scott Edward Allen. For the degree Master of Science, Nuclear Engineering, Gauta Altness. From the College of Engineering and Computational Sciences, Dr. Kevin L. Moore, Dean. Applied Mathematics and Statistics, for the degree Master of Science, Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Sam A. Geldof. Brittany Ann McCullum. Brennan Wyeth Sprinkle. Master of Science, Applied Mathematics and Statistics, Computational and Applied Mathematics Specialty, Kimberly Suzanne Spencer. Statistics Specialty, Oscar Manuel Aguilar. Kelly Lynn Lundstrom. Sarah Ann Velosin. For the degree Master of Science, Nuclear Engineering, Jordan J. Douglas. Blake Angelo Noel. Cha L. Luera. Levi Wyatt Patterson. Kevin Allen Reavers. In Civil and Environmental Engineering, for the degree Master of Science, Civil and Environmental Engineering, Jessica Lynn Behringer. Colin Atlee Grams. Ian Edmund Jean. Dana Lee Morris. Megan Lynn Williamson. Master of Science, Engineering, Civil Specialty, Jeffrey Thomas B. Anunth Andy Gupta. Brian Richard Spink. Lance A. Sweenhart. For the degree Master of Science, Environmental Science and Engineering, Brianna Charisse Austin. Lauren Jane Barrows. Stephanie Lynn Beadle. Collie Kathleen Blevins. Richard A. Davey III. Simon Andrew Farrell. Devin Lee Gurton. Miguel Timor Hamarat. Megan E. McGuire. Dong Kwok Min Tron. Catherine M. Vatterott. For the degree, Master of Science, Hydrology, Aaron N. Clubb. Hiroko Mori. In Electrical Engineering and Computer Science, for the degree Master of Science, Computer Science, Oliver Joseph Chase. Caitlin J. Hurley. Trevor Whitney. Randeep Yagoda. Joseph R. Zyman. For the degree Master of Science, Electrical Engineering, Rama Muhammad Abotira. Alex N. Brotherston. Jansen Packard Ferrara. Peter Angelo Gotseff. Khalid Adam Kuwari. Blake R. Lundstrom. For the degree Master of Science, Engineering, Electrical Specialty, Ryan Stewart Crawford. Jason N. Mayek. Anthony Lewis Ruddy. For the degree Master of Science, Engineering, Systems Specialty, Ian Robert Luters. For the degree Master of Science, Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Levente Sepecki. Andrew T. Suter Morris. In Mechanical Engineering, for the degree Master of Science, Engineering, Mechanical Specialty, Jana Renee Jeffers. Daniel Evans Lane. Megan Marie McDonald. Jonathan J. McKenney. Joseph Michael Taglialagami. Nathan K. Udke. System Specialty, Daniel S. Cano. For the degree Master of Science, Mechanical Engineering, Daniel Paul Albert. Samuel Jacob Dias. Richard Christopher Gilmore. Scott M. Harmon. Paul Thomas Martin. Taylor Christopher Foe. Casey W. Smith. In addition, 45 candidates have completed all of the requirements for the master's degree but are unable to attend this ceremony.
I shall now ask Dr. Parker to present the candidates for the doctoral degrees.
Would today's candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy please rise? Mr. President, with the approval of the faculty, I recommend that the degree Doctor of Philosophy be conferred upon these candidates. The candidates who are unable to be present today will be awarded their degrees in absentia. Their names appear in the program.
Upon recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations to each of you on this most significant accomplishment. Our doctoral candidates were honored this morning in front of their family and friends at a special hooding ceremony where they received their doctoral hoods from their advisors. I now ask that you please come forward to receive your diploma. Dr. John Pote, Vice President for Research and Technology Transfer, will announce the names of the graduates.
In the College of Earth Resources, Sciences, and Engineering, in Mining Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Mining and Earth Systems Engineering, Dr. Ryan James Garvey. Dr. Rushang Gu. Dr. Eric Hayden Hunter. In Geology and Geological Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Geology, Dr. Nikki Teresa Hemish. This degree is being awarded posthumously to Dr. Hemish's brother. Dr. Tiffany Dawn Job. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Hydrology, Dr. Adam Lee Atchley. Dr. Stephen Brian Meyerhoff. Dr. Erica Rachel Sorella. In Petroleum Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Petroleum Engineering, Dr. Tuba Firangolu. Dr. Luis Eduardo Zerpa Acosta. In Geophysics for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Geophysics, Dr. Christopher John Francis McLennan. Dr. Tong Ning Yang. In Economics and Business for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Mineral and Energy Economics, Dr. Catherine Lee Acuff. In the College of Applied Science and Engineering, in Metallurgical and Materials Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, Dr. Charles Matthew Enlow. Dr. Ming-Ju Joseph Tsai. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Materials Science, Dr. Matthew Dabney. Dr. William Russell Garrett. Dr. Harvey Lee Guthrie. Dr. Prakash Periyasamy. Dr. Subramanian Ramalingam. Dr. Michael Dale Sanders. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Nuclear Engineering, Dr. Erin Alicia Kraft. In Chemistry and Geochemistry for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Applied Chemistry, Dr. Rebecca A. Shercliffe. Dr. Shui Wong. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Geochemistry, Dr. Stephanie Ann Carr. Dr. Valerie Catherine Stocker. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Materials Science, Dr. Yuan Lo. In Mathematics and Statistics for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Dr. Ty Joseph Thompson. In Civil and Environmental Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Environmental Science and Engineering, Dr. Charles Hall Davis Williamson IV. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Hydrology, Dr. Asaf Wunsch. In the College of Engineering and Computational Sciences and Civil and Environmental Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Engineering, Electrical Engineering, Dr. Stephen Matthew Frank. Dr. Borhan Malazim Sanandi. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Environmental Science and Engineering Systems, Dr. Christopher Lee Baker. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Dr. Douglas Keith Hakarainen. In Mechanical Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Engineering Mechanical Specialty, Dr. Daniel Marie Murphy. In addition, 6 candidates have completed all of the requirements for the doctoral degree but are unable to attend this ceremony.
Thank you, Dr. Pote. Colorado School of Mines was one of the first 4 colleges in the United States to establish a Reserve Officers Training Corps, or ROTC, program. I'm honored to present Major Janet Schoenberg, United States Army, who will introduce the graduates who earned commissions in the United States Air Force during the course of their studies. Major Schoenberg.
Good morning. It is both an honor and privilege for me to recognize 2 individuals and share in this truly wonderful occasion as they take their next step to becoming second lieutenants in the United States military. This term, 2 Colorado School of Mines graduates will be commissioned into the United States Air Force. I wish to extend our sincere appreciation to their parents and families for the support and encouragement that they have provided while they studied at this prestigious university. And our thanks also goes out to the faculty and staff of Colorado School of Mines for the mentorship and guidance provided as these students pursued a commission while earning their undergraduate degree in civil engineering, chemistry, and engineering physics. These exceptionally professional students embody the concept of selfless service, because they have chosen this path to serve something greater than themselves. Each is elected to serve our nation and to stand watch as guardians of our freedom and liberty. Ladies and gentlemen, please hold your applause until I've finished introducing the following cadets. Cadet Thomas Gately will report to Kessler Air Force Base in Mississippi for cyberspace operations training. Cadet Garrick Thompson will report to Vandenberg Air Force Base in California for missile operations training. Will the cadets please stand and be recognized? Best wishes to each of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Major Schoenberg. Our first graduating class was commissioned in 1921, and we are honored to celebrate our 92nd anniversary of graduating exceptional students into military leadership positions. Our faculty play the most important role in any graduate's education, so it is appropriate that we honor them at commencement. Today, we are joined by one of our retiring faculty who has the distinction of being awarded University Emeritus status by the Mines Board of Trustees. University Emeritus professors have not only demonstrated a distinguished teaching career at Mines, they have also achieved international recognition through outstanding scholarship. Today, we recognize Dr. David Matlock, who will ask to join me at the podium. Dr. Matlock. Dr. David Matlock joined Mines in 1972 and is one of the co-founders of the Advanced Steel Processing and Products Research Center, which is recognized as one of the most successful industry and university research partnership centers in the world. Dr. Matlock is a member of the National Academy of Engineering, one of the highest professional honors accorded to an engineer. Dr. Matlock has authored or co-authored over 400 technical publications and has earned multiple professional society awards. Please join me in congratulating Dr. David Matlock for his achievements, which have led to his earning the designation of University Emeritus Professor. We're so fortunate to have so many talented people here at Mines. I would like to thank all of the Colorado School of Mines faculty, administrative faculty, and staff who work together in support of our mission, our students, and our community. Please stand so we can give you an appropriate welcome as well. They all work very hard to make Mines an exceptional institution. Chairman Spencer will now present a special faculty award.
Thank you, Mr. President. On occasion, the Board of Trustees recognizes the exceptional contributions of a Mines faculty member through presentation of the Board of Trustees Outstanding Faculty Award. Today is one of those occasions. This award recognizes achievement which contributes to the breadth of students' classroom learning as well as significant achievements outside of the classroom. What is particularly fun about this award, we hope, is that it is a complete and total surprise to the honoree. I think it was to Professor Candy Salzbeck, where'd she go, a couple years ago. Therefore, today, the Board of Trustees is pleased to present the Outstanding Faculty Award to Dr. Kent Voorhees. So I will now ask Dr. Voorhees, I hope he's here. He is here. Come on up, Dr. Voorhees. Yeah, there we go. Well, while Dr. Voorhees is walking up, I'll tell you a little bit about him. He's a professor of chemistry and geochemistry, arrived at Mines in 1979. Since then, he has mentored 50 graduate and postdoctoral students and foreign scholars. He is heavily involved with the American Chemical Society's Green Chemistry Summer School at Mines, and his work focuses on solving real-world problems. He has been instrumental in building a world-class lab for students to conduct chemical and microbiological research at the forefront of science and technology. In short, Dr. Voorhees' impact on campus and on students is lasting and significant. The trustees are proud to present him with the Colorado School of Mines Board of Trustees Outstanding Faculty Award.
Graduates, today you leave Mines as the beneficiaries of a world-class education, one that has prepared you well for what comes next. You have graduated from one of the most rigorous engineering and applied science universities in the world. I hope you take great pride and joy in this accomplishment. Your Mines education has given you the means to not only solve problems, but to innovate. You are the next generation of doers, dreamers, and makers. You came here from every point on the globe to learn, build, and create together. You found common opportunity here, and that gives me great hope for our global future. And now you're joining a global community of engineers, mathematicians, and scientists. You can put your education to work around the globe, in your country, and in your neighborhood as professionals and informed citizens. And with your hard work and determination, you have the tools you need to live an honorable and fulfilling life. Yesterdays, you were members of a select group, students of the Colorado School of Mines. Today and now, you are members of a very loyal and valuable group, the Colorado School of Mines alumni. And I want you to know that around the globe, you'll find other Mines alumni who know what you are made of. In your honor, the Colorado School of Mines Natural Miners will now perform the Mines alma mater.
Raise your voices, engineers, your devotion sing. To the greatest school of mines, let the chorus ring. Hail to thee, CSM, to our hearts most dear. Every miner loves thy name, and every engineer. Honor, glory to thy name, these we pledge anew. While we live to sing thy fame, alma mater true. Hail to thee, School of Mines, silver and the blue. Every miner sings thy praise, alma mater true.
Thank you again, Dr. Klemick and the Natural Miners. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to say the words you've been waiting to hear. This concludes our ceremony. And I'd like you to join me in celebrating our newest alumni at the reception just west of here on the pedestrian plaza. But before we go, I'd like to remind our graduates that ultimately, life is an adventure fueled by curiosity. As Albert Einstein said, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Let's give our graduates one more round of applause as they embark on their grand adventure. I ask that you remain seated for the recessional and then join us at the reception, sponsored by the Mines Alumni Association and Student Life Division, to celebrate our newest alumni and their accomplishments. And once again, congratulations, class of 2013.